Welcome to Blue Health Daily.
Have you ever noticed that every few months, a new food suddenly becomes the secret to perfect health? One week it's blueberries. The next week it's celery juice. Then someone tells you to drink a detox tea, avoid carbohydrates, skip breakfast, or eat like a caveman. The problem isn't that people care about their health. The problem is that we're surrounded by so much conflicting advice that it's becoming harder and harder to know what actually matters. And while nutrition has become more complicated, the science behind good health is surprisingly simple. Today, we're separating facts from fiction. We'll look at some of the biggest nutrition myths, what research actually shows, and the everyday habits that make the biggest difference over the long run. Because when it comes to health, the basics still beat the trends. Let's begin. Let's start with one of the most popular health buzzwords of all time, detox. Every year, millions of people spend money on detox teas, juice cleanses, supplements, and special programs that promise to flush toxins out of the body. It sounds impressive, but have you ever stopped to ask a simple question? What toxins? And how exactly are they being removed? Imagine buying an expensive detox tea because someone on social media promised it would cleanse your body. Meanwhile, your liver has been quietly doing that job for free every single day of your life. Your body already comes equipped with an incredibly sophisticated detoxification system. Your liver helps process substances and remove waste products. Your kidneys filter your blood around the clock. Your digestive system eliminates what your body no longer needs. These organs are working every minute of every day, whether you're drinking a green juice or not. That doesn't mean healthy eating isn't important. Of course it is. But no smoothie, tea, or supplement can magically replace the work your body is already designed to do. The same thing happens with the word superfood. The truth is that superfood is a marketing term, not a scientific one. Blueberries are healthy. Salmon is healthy. Leafy greens are healthy, but none of them are magic. No single food can cancel out years of poor habits, and no single food can guarantee perfect health. Real health comes from consistent patterns, not miracle ingredients. Now let's talk about antioxidants. For years, we've been told that antioxidants are nutritional superheroes. And to be fair, they do play an important role in protecting cells from damage. That's why foods like berries, vegetables, nuts, and beans are often associated with better health. But somewhere along the way, many people started believing that if some antioxidants are good, then more must be even better. Science doesn't always work that way. Your body functions through balance. Think of antioxidants like firefighters. You need them when there's a fire. But you probably don't need an entire army of firefighters spraying water all over your house every day. Researchers have found that taking extremely large doses of antioxidant supplements doesn't necessarily provide extra benefits. In some cases, too much supplementation may even interfere with normal biological processes. The goal isn't to overwhelm your body with antioxidants. The goal is balance. And the easiest way to achieve that balance is by eating a variety of real foods rather than chasing the latest supplement trend. Now let's move on to one of the most famous nutrition rules ever created. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. For decades, people believed that skipping breakfast would destroy your metabolism, sabotage your health, and make weight loss impossible. But modern research tells a more nuanced story. Some people feel fantastic after eating breakfast. Others don't feel hungry until much later in the day. And both groups can be perfectly healthy. What's interesting is that what many people call intermittent fasting today often looks very similar to what previous generations simply called skipping breakfast. The important thing isn't whether you eat at 7 in the morning or noon. The important thing is the overall quality of your diet and whether your eating pattern works for your lifestyle. If breakfast helps you feel energized and focused, that's great. If you prefer waiting a few hours before your first meal, that's perfectly fine too. Health isn't about following one rigid schedule. It's about finding sustainable habits that work for you. Now we come to one of the most important concepts in all of nutrition. Energy balance. Despite all the complicated diet plans, fat-burning supplements, and social media arguments, weight management still comes down to a simple principle. If you consistently consume more energy than your body uses, you'll tend to gain weight. If you consistently consume less energy than your body uses, you'll tend to lose weight. Think of calories like money. Every day, your body operates on an energy budget. If more energy comes in than goes out, the extra gets stored. If more energy goes out than comes in, your body has to use stored energy to make up the difference. Just like you wouldn't expect to become wealthy after one paycheck, you won't gain or lose significant body fat from one meal. What matters is the pattern you repeat week after week and month after month. Of course, real life is more complicated. Sleep affects hunger. Stress affects food choices. Hormones influence appetite. But none of those factors eliminate the role of energy balance. They simply influence it. The fundamentals remain the same. To better understand calories, we need to understand where they come from. Almost every food contains some combination of three major macronutrients: protein, carbohydrates, and fat. Protein helps build and repair tissues throughout the body. It also helps support muscle growth and tends to be very filling. Carbohydrates are the body's preferred source of energy for many daily activities. They fuel your brain, your muscles, and your movement. Fat supports hormone production, cell health, nutrient absorption, and many other critical functions. For years, people have argued endlessly about which macronutrient is best. But healthy diets can include all three. The real question isn't whether carbs or fats are good or bad. The real question is whether your overall diet provides the nutrients your body needs. Food is not the enemy. Poor habits are. One of the most surprising discoveries in nutrition science is that completely different diets can all work. Some people thrive on plant-based eating. Others feel better with more animal products. Some people enjoy intermittent fasting. Others prefer eating several smaller meals throughout the day. And many of these approaches can lead to better health. Why? Because successful diets usually share common principles. They help people eat fewer calories. They encourage more whole foods. They reduce highly processed foods. And they create consistency, whether it's vegan, vegetarian, paleo, keto, or another approach entirely. Every diet has strengths and weaknesses. The problem begins when people start treating their preferred diet like a religion. There is no single eating style that works perfectly for every human being. The best diet is the one that supports your health goals and fits comfortably into your life. Not for a month, not for a challenge, but for years. Now let's leave the kitchen and head into the gym. One of the most common things people say is this: I don't want to build muscle, I just want to tone up. But what does toned actually mean? Most people use the word toned to describe a lean, healthy, athletic appearance. Visible muscle, less body fat, more definition. What many people don't realize is that this appearance comes from two things working together: building muscle and reducing the amount of fat covering that muscle. There isn't a special category of exercise called toning. The look people want comes from developing strength while improving body composition. That's why resistance training is such a valuable tool. Another concern, especially among women, is the fear of becoming too bulky from lifting weights. The reality is very different. Building significant amounts of muscle requires years of consistent effort, proper nutrition, and dedicated training. It doesn't happen by accident. Nobody wakes up one morning looking like a bodybuilder because they lifted weights a few times. In fact, Strength training offers benefits that go far beyond appearance. It can improve bone density, support healthy aging, enhance physical independence, and make everyday activities easier. The goal isn't to become massive. The goal is to become stronger, healthier, and more capable. When it comes to long-term health, two forms of exercise deserve special attention: strength training and cardiovascular training. Strength training helps build muscle, support joints, improve balance, and maintain bone health as we age. Cardiovascular exercise strengthens the heart, improves lung function, increases endurance, and supports overall health. The good news is that you don't need extreme workouts. You don't need to spend hours in the gym. Even something as simple as a daily walk can provide remarkable health benefits. A brisk walk after dinner, a few strength workouts each week, some consistency. Those habits may not look impressive on social media, but they work. And they continue working year after year, after year. As we wrap up, here's something worth remembering. The healthiest people are rarely the ones chasing every new trend. They're not constantly searching for miracle foods. They're not looking for shortcuts, and they're not starting a brand new diet every month. Instead, they're doing ordinary things consistently, eating more whole foods, getting enough protein, enjoying fruits and vegetables, moving their bodies regularly, getting enough sleep, managing stress. Now you know the keys to a healthy life, and making choices they can maintain for years. Because health is not built by one perfect meal. It's not built by one workout. And it's certainly not built by one detox tea. Health is built through thousands of small decisions repeated over time. The good news is that you don't need to do everything perfectly. You just need to keep moving in the right direction. One meal, one walk, one workout, one healthy choice at a time. And eventually, those small choices become something remarkable. They become a healthier, happier life. Thank you for watching Blue Health Daily. If you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Knowledge is infinite, and what I know is, honestly, just a grain of sand in the desert. Hitting the like button and subscribing is totally free, but it's a huge motivation for me to keep making better videos for you. Thank you so much for your support. I hope this gave you some helpful insights into health. If you have any thoughts, questions, or comments, feel free to drop them below.